So with that, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new weekend, and we are on the way here in NXT TRX once again. Not TX, T1. This time around, we are in Silverstone, where TX has already been in round 4, and now we're gonna be here for tier 1. So what does it mean? It means I have to So I have interrupted my full study day for this nice small race we are having here today. About the track, let's check out the track we're going to be having here today. 15 drivers have ticked in, currently only 13 are in the lobby, so we're waiting for Khalifa and Tier X driver who's testing Tier 1 today, Ziesel. So, let's have a look at. First of all, let's have a look at the track Silverstone. It's a bit laggy right now. I think it's. Yeah, it calmed down. So, Silverstone, the home of motorsports, the home of Formula One, the British Grand Prix, round 6 of the NXT Tier 1 Championship we are having here tonight, and it's looking like a really interesting race thus far. Let's have a look at the circuit. As per usual, 3 sectors, 5.8 kilometers of track distance, or 3.6 miles for that matter. A top speed of over 350 kilometers an hour down the Hangar Straight and the Wellington Straight. 11.3 kilometers of, meters of elevation changes and 18 corners. Turns 1 and 2, full high-speed corners. You can take those flat out. We've seen an overtake from Esteban on Ollie there, coming into the heartbreaking zone of Village. Then turn 9, aka Cops Corner, the famous Hamilton Verstappen incident, which happened in real life, also provides not the best overtaking opportunity. However, turn 16 and 17, the chicane, beautiful overtaking opportunity there, hard on the brakes, and that makes probably the best calendar of the season. We are having a C3, the C2, and the C1 today. The C3, the hardest soft compound out of the entire calendar, so we are definitely going to see some of these softs in the race trim. And let's have a look at the current events once after I've invited one of the 2 special guests, who isn't online yet. So, we have a lot of new drivers here today. Only one of those currently on, 2 of those currently on track. It's Ollie in the Red Bull and interesting there, and Magnus. actually. We're gonna be having a little change up because we're gonna be joined by Senna as Ollie puts in the first lap time with a 26.4, Thompson with 27.8 onto P2. We have to interrupt this real quick because I have to join the commentators VC because we're actually gonna be having another commentator here today. I'll have to turn on the screen share for F124.
Hello.
And hello, Senna. So it's Senna, and he's gonna be here with us today.
Okay.
In the lobby. So it's lagging.
I don't know how I should call these people.
So we have.
Now we're watching the McLaren.
We have currently Ollie in.
My stream is lagging a bit. Wait.
Wait, I can just invite you to the lobby if you want. Oh.
Jesus.
No. I could just invite you to the lobby if you want.
Me? Okay, no, I'm watching you stream. So now we're watching the Rebel go into the pit lane.
Yeah, that is Ollie. Who's currently on
the problem is I can only commentate for the qualifying, yeah?
Oh, alright. So, we have Ollie currently on pole position, then Dropex in P2 right now.
Dropix performing very, very well once again, but no lap from Apple Juice now.
Yeah, Apple Juice and LDM, the two drivers that still have to set some lap times. Apple Juice sets
I think Apple Juice is on his quick.
He's on a 26.6 right now, promoting into P3.
Slower than Dropix. That is a thing we didn't saw since very long, I think.
We have currently.
But if I'm right, Apple Juice also has a very, very unlucky season, right?
Yeah, pretty much. He could have won in China, but came away with a P2. Of course, on last lap.
So should we watch LDM his lap now?
Yes.
Okay.
The man who won the latest race.
Dominated, absolutely dominated.
Yeah, indeed. He won by over 15 seconds there.
So now he's going through Cops. The collision where we saw between Hamilton and Verstappen. Maybe it's happening here as well. We hope not, but it might be. Now he's going through Mackets and Beckets. If I'm right, it's Mackets and Beckets, not? So he's taking a bit of a slipstream from the McLaren. McLaren is making up. And now he's going into the last final corners. Takes a bit of a big bump. But what will be for LDM?
26.7. That is currently enough for P4 and ahead of his teammate. He goes there.
He's slower than Apple Juice, which is surprising. Maybe he still has a lot of fuel. Because I don't think that it is his push lap, to be honest.
That's now the second McLaren of Magnus, P5, separating the two Ferraris. We also have Thompson, who would be 1.5 seconds up, but has invalidated his lap.
Edward is the championship leader, right?
Yeah, currently. Still with over 30 points.
Also him not having the best lap yet, he's last so far. I don't know if it's really a push lap because he's like very far off. And I think he has still a lot of potential in his lap.
Yeah, I agree on that, and we'll definitely see him doing some big magic right there. But he's not the first car to start a lap. That is going to be Knox in P7 for the Haas team. And he's being followed by Roy. Not Roy, he's being followed by LDM. We pull him to the pit lane now. And then it's Knox who's going to start his lap. Let's go on board with him.
Through the last corner, very tightly there. Not taking the bump because that will absolutely end your exit for the lap. He's taking it very nicely here.
Very late there into turns 3 and 4, and now onto the Wellington straight. The air is wide open. A bit of overtake.
Now here it's very easy to lock up and also very hard with grip. Will he make every... Yeah, he does it very fine.
Out of Brooklyn.
Now onto Cobb's corner.
Turn 9 of this track.
Like Martin Brundle said, these are critical corners for the Grand Prix.
To Maggots and backwards he goes, and onto the hangar straight.
I think that was track limits. That was very close with the track limits, but now he's off.
Yeah, that was track limits. That limit is invalid. So let's see what Edward can do. Edward is going through cops right now. Onto Maggots and backwards.
He's also close to catching up the kick. Maybe it's not very well for him. I don't know if he got impeded there.
Onto the hangar straight. And approaching Stove and Vale. Corners 14 and 15. He keeps it within the track
going
limits.
into the last 3 sectors. Last 3 corners. I'm sorry.
Onto the main straight he goes. Is it gonna be a front row? It's better than that. It's 26.1.
Wow. Wow. That's impressive. Wow.
Wait, we have to invite someone.
Also to all the viewers, sorry if I don't do a good job with commentating. It's my first time commentating.
So, I think you're doing pretty well for the first time. It's Oli, look at the gap at the top. Oli, P2, closed them out to 7 thousandths of a second. So it's really close right now here.
This reminds me of the Canada qualifying last year in real life Formula 1 with George and Max. Also speaking about Canada, should we speak about the Canada incident?
The Canada incident that has happened in Tier 2, you mean?
Yeah. My Canada incident. Well, it wasn't as big as the real Canada incident, but still.
Yeah.
Also, Roy,
Roy jumps
P3 so far,
the reigning champion.
but it doesn't seem that he really goes into rhythm this season.
Yeah, he's currently P2 in the standings, but still 30 points back on Edward right now.
Also, Apple Juice P5 so far. I think he only did 1 lap, but still that's not really the lap time he's supposed to do. Same with LDM. I think there's a lot of potential for LDM still.
Alright. Interesting that Discord has is giving me a gray screen right now. It's still here,
What is
though.
giving you a gray screen?
Discord.
Oh,
Discord is just gray. I'll have to enter Discord stream after this as well.
okay. Yeah, it's very
Uh,
laggy. I have to go out and go in sometimes, so that's why my commentating isn't really that great. But
Yeah,
I don't want to
it's
join F1 right now.
because I have 3 different streams running right now. So I
Oh.
have to.
Another Haas going through Cops corner.
I have to end 2 of
Not
them
as
after this.
tight as Edward, but still now going into Mackett. And Beckett.
But the second big DRS zone, and it's 5 tenths up for Knox. Purple middle sector.
Right now seems as provisional pole position, if I'm right.
He has to find a lot of time here in the last sector there, but it's definitely going to be an improvement. Could it be enough for pole position? I don't think so, but it might be enough for the top 5. It's enough for the
What
top
will
3.
be? Wow.
2 tenths off the pole time right now. Oh, and I see the lagging right now in the stream. I think I have
and
set
the
it
Haas
up.
off.
I don't think Ziesel or Khalifa is gonna join us today. Which is unlucky.
So now let's look at Galaxy Travis because he's also on his fast lap now.
Yeah.
If I'm right.
He's 3 tenths up currently, Thompson. A lot of struggling in the qualifying. So
It's still a lot to improve.
yeah, indeed, there's an awful lot to improve here.
Now going into Cops corner soon. I really love the camera angle here. He takes a big... Oh, he takes the curb very... Now into Cops corner, taking it tight. And going into Mackett's and Beckett's.
Left to the right or left to the right once again. And now down behind the straight.
Left and right reminds me of my China pole position. From TFR.
He is really
Oh!
up already far. Knox retires. He's not gonna have to go. He can't go out again. The time is not enough.
Now, Galaxy Travis into the last 3 corners.
What time is it gonna be?
Will be improvement.
Improves, but not enough for a position.
Oh!
Yeah, it's retirements, I think.
Can he do that? Is
Yeah,
it
he can.
allowed to do that?
After qualifying, he can do that because he can't cause a safety car. He's struggling right now to do so. As long as he retires off the track, it's allowed.
So to be honest, I would watch LDM now because I think he's the guy. Like, he got pole last race. He's
Also-
probably also the favorite to get pole this race.
These 3 are really close together on the track out. If I was one of them, I'd
Oh, did I saw Dropic sliding there? That's not really ideal for his tires.
possibly.
And look at that, they warming up their tires
Yeah, there's Sauber
into
coming
the
through
same
now.
sweeping thing.
And that Sauber is on a fast lap right now. So Maroon is gonna have to be careful to not run into the back of them. See now finishes
Yeah, he
his
wants
lap
there's a
time.
lot of space between them. So Varun into the last corner, what will be?
P7 currently.
Oh, wow.
Let's now watch the second Mercedes car.
Produce the boy that has been very unlucky this season. Can he bounce back maybe? Also, one of the Ferraris, I don't know who it is, I think it is LDM, who has a bit of slipstream from Apple Juice's Mercedes. So that might be ideal. Also, Apple Juice may be having a bit of slipstream from Dropix there. So it's going to be an interesting last few runs from them. And oh, they crashed.
That was Roy with the AI of Varun. And I think it was on a quick lap there, so he could report that. You are responsible. Rules say you are responsible for everything.
And Edwards
Edwards 25
goes even quicker.
Okay, let's watch these three.
Will the Red Bull do?
First of all,
now
Droppers.
first, he goes into the last two corners, taking it very tightly there. Now into the last corner more will be for Droppix. It's not an improvement, but it's an improvement for Apple Juice and LDM.
LDM P2 right now.
Goes into front row, but now let's watch to Red Bull. Can he improve?
Going into the last corner. Invalid.
Oh no!
Invalid on the last turn.
That could have been the pole position. Reminds me of Jeddah 2021 maybe. And I think that's it. That's qualifying over because Rider Boy was in the gravel. So Edward on pole, LDM on LDM in second, and Ollie in third. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye. It was really nice to commentate the qualifying. We will see us in the race, where I'm gonna race as well. This time, hopefully a bit cleaner. Okay, bye bye guys.
Alright, bye Max. So, I hope the stream is running better now. We have left the VC. So... So, people now, I hope the stream is running better now. People now selecting their setups and stuff. Not gonna retire to lobby, even though park for me is not turned on. So, let's watch and learn and see. All 14 cars lined up on the grid right now. It's a British Grand Prix and it's lights out and away we go. It's a good start at the front row there for Edward, but LDM has got a little bit of a better start there. A great start for Ollie in P3. LDM and Edward now going into turn 3 into Village. They go. LDM on the inside there is going to try to take the position for Edward. Edward runs out wide, and in the back there's the McLarens and the Maroon making contact. Dropex has lost some positions on that opening lap, but now he's fighting Felix and Dropex. Oh my god, what a ginormous snap for the McLaren. He somehow saves that car and prevents it from going into the wall there. Roy right on the rearing of Knox right now. I think he's the first car that has decided to go for the mediums. The two McLarens are side by side now, and Dropex is dropping down even more. He's now got Pro Ultra, who's in the Alpine for today's race, on the inside there, and Pro Ultra is going to have to settle down behind him for now. There's someone really going wide there. That is Ridley in the Williams, who's now right behind Thompson in the Mercedes, and he's alongside. He tries to go around the outside there of Maggots, but Thompson keeps his nose ahead. But I think that was lap 1 without any severe incidents for now. To McLaren's now. Dropex around the outside, burning a bit of battery. Magnus doesn't really want to give in. But they can still go on side by side. And Ridley has gotten past Thompson here. So it's a somewhat clean lap 1, and that was Ridley who was too early on the throttle there. and LDM is not giving in. He's surely has some great pace for winning here today. He has had it last time around, and he's definitely gonna try to do it this time around as well. As now he's right on the rear wing. And drawbacks on has made a mistake there, I think. Was a contact worth bearing there? As I think Pro Ultra is the car that's currently dropping out of the DRS window. Pro Ultra is going to be a bit under pressure from Thompson there, because he's also on the mediums, and Thompson's going to have so much more grip in these early stages of the race on these soft tires currently. So no one is really pulling away right now, but Ollie's all over the back of Edward, and LDM has gotten past Edward on that previous DRS straight, and Applejuice on his own is so close to the rear wing of that Red Bull car. He's gotten a little bit of a worse exit there. Now Edward around the outside. Applejuice cannot make that move stick yet, but he gets him on the exit, and Applejuice moves up to P3. Is Ollie just gonna send it on the inside there into the chicane? They go. They run out right, but the Mercedes stays ahead of the Red Bull for now. And that is Edward, Applejuice, Roy, all going quicker than each other right now. While Pro Ultra's doing some good work and trying to get back into the DRS train, so it's only Ridley right now who's dropping off the pace in that Alpine. Not Alpine, Williams car. Front of the field, I think LDM is going to try to go for it again. He's a little bit too far back this time around though, so he can't really make that move stick. Felix dropping a bit off the pace. Fresh Beaker has caught the leaders. He's still in that championship fight, and now Roy wants wide, and Fresh Beaker puts Red Bull on the inside there. Now they're going into turn 8. Beaker's still thinking about doing a move there, but he's not really he's not really alongside, cannot commit to that just yet, while the top 3 are really close to each other. And we saw, I think from Ollie, that was a little bit of invalidation there. And the top 3 are super close together now. Now, in fact, it's the Ferrari now out in front once again. So now Pro Ultra is regaining that position he took from Thompson there, and Pro Ultra with some extraordinary late braking makes contact with Dropex. What has happened with Dropex there? I think he just outbroke himself a little bit there. Now Pro Ultra is going to be challenged by Ridley. And maybe Dropex broke a little bit too late, maybe Pro Ultra broke a little bit too early there, but they did make contact. For me, it's looking like it was Dropex who was at fault at that incident. Right, and Varun has gotten past Felix. The gap is already 2 seconds, so Varun is going to have some work ahead if he wants to get back within this. It's a good opportunity for Edward now here. He's gone ahead of LDM. And Knox now, who smells an opportunity there on the Red Bull of Ollie. They're going side by side in turn 8, but Ollie has the better traction. He has the ID line. And Ollie stays ahead of Knox for now. Well, not only Varun, but also Magnus has gotten past Felix there. And Felix now on the inside, Magnus on the outside. Magnus is ahead, going to Maggots and Beckett's. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And onto the hangar straight. Both of them are going to get the DRS, but Felix is that much closer to Magnus than Magnus is to Varun. And they all got their own fight right now at the back, as Dropex has been passed by Thompson. So we have 3 trains right now. The leading 6, the leading 7. Then Varun, Magnus and Felix, and then the last 4. Oh, and Knox sends it on the inside there of Ollie, and that was an extraordinary send. Oh, but Ollie touches Knox on the inside there. That could get reported. I think that was just a snap of an oversteer that just hit Ollie there. That was retaking the space. Well, now Roy makes a move on Ollie. Knox staying within that train and can brake so much later. Ollie is letting Knox go here to avoid getting a penalty for this, and I think he did. Oh no, actually he's lagging. Ollie's just lagging quite a lot. Oh my god, those are some crazy lags from Ollie there. He will have to fix those if he wishes to continue in future seasons. But now LDM and through, and Apple Juice also goes through. So Edward for the first time ever finds himself in third place in this race. Well, Ridley and Thompson have been passed by Pro Ultra. Thompson now on the inside. Pro Ultra is going to have the inside line now going to the chicane. And Pro Ultra is ahead of Thompson. And the Mercedes has so much more grip on these self-tires in these opening stages of the race. And it's going to take a couple of laps for the mediums to get into a good window where they can work a little bit better. But I think we could see a new leader here on this lap, as now Apple Juice is going to have the DRS and the Mercedes roams past. And actually he doesn't yet. He's just going to try to go a long way around. LDM on the inside there. Apple Juice into the lead, and that's the third car. That makes him the third car to lead this race within 6 laps. Now LDM is going to have a fighter in his hands against Edward, but the Williams doesn't really send it on the inside there. Roy's still sitting in P4 right now, observing and waiting. Whereas Pro Ultra now around the outside of Cops. That's not a good overtaking spot there for the Alpine. It's also got Thompson behind, so Drovex is not really doing some good work holding them behind. These 4 cars within 1 second of each other. Thompson's gotten a much better exit there on these soft compound tires, but he's gotten a 3-second time penalty. It's not going to help him. Pro Ultra and Drovex have made contact before. Pro Ultra around the outside of Drovex there. Drovex keeps him the space he needs. Right now, and Pro Ultra goes past Drovex. I think Drovex just stays behind. Same for the Mercedes and the Williams of Ridley, who's still doing some good work right now here. The top 4 are kind of breaking away from Knox and the 2 Red Bulls, so they have to do some work. Apple Juice retakes the lead from LDM, but has gone a little bit too deep there. And LDM could try to go the long way around now on Apple Juice. That's a chance. Edward smells, but LDM is going to have the better traction. Once again, they remain as they are right now, in that order. Thompson now overtakes Pro Ultra and Ridley, and Pro Ultra have a little scrap there. Drovex who's dropped to the back of the train. Apple Juice has lost not 1 but 2 positions, and he might make that free as Roy's going to try to go for it on the inside of Cops. Apple Juice gives him the space he needs. Roy's going to have the better round down. Is he going to try to send him into Maggots and Beckett's? No, he does. He's not. That's a smart decision considering there's a 700 meter DRS straight coming up. Oh, but he's gotten a little bit worse of an exit there, and he's the only car on that train on medium, so Roy is gonna start putting in the pressure. What about Knox and everyone else is on the soft in that leading train? Ollie's kind of dropping off. Does that have something to do with his pace on with his internet? Currently, Roy is the fastest man on track. Yeah, there. Only 4 cars on the mediums, and with the first drive into the pits, that is Felix. That is an incredibly early stop. Well, the driver is currently sitting in P14. It's onto the mediums. He's gonna have to go on this tires a long 15 laps. Also braking a little bit too early there. He's bunching up the 3 behinds. Kind of no train can really close in on another right now. Biggest winner is Fresh Beaker, and the biggest loser being Drawbacks, who's lost 6 positions. Fresh Beaker gained 5. Honorable mention to Pro Ultra. He's currently running in the top 10. As now Apple Juice has been passed by Roy. I don't think LDM is going to hold up Roy for any longer. Of course, they will think about a team gain here, as now Thompson and Magnus pull into the pit lane. Again, pretty early. And LDM is not really thinking about a team game. He is just taking the P1 from Edward. So Roy will have to get past him on his own. The 2 Red Bulls are kind of falling off the train, but they are still within the DRS window. And it's 8 seconds of 8 tenths of a gap. First 5 drivers all within 1 second right now. Now Edward's being passed by Edward is passing LDM and Roy is passing LDM. Now those are the top 2 championship contenders right now, Roy and Edward. Gonna go into village. Roy has gotten a way better run. Is he gonna send it? He's gonna try to set up the exit a little bit better there. Taking a wider line to be tighter on the exit and gonna try to set up a better exit there. And I think he's just gotten that better exit he needed. And he's gonna get past that Williams with ease. The question is the second Ferrari also gonna get past? Actually, he might. LDM sends it on the inside there. Roy keeps Edward on the outsides. They're already being bunched up together. Ridley into the pit lane. And Varun hasn't actually pitted, so he's being caught by Dropbacks and Pro Ultra. We are currently fighting to catch him. And now Fresh Beaker has caught that leading train. Edward is dropping off a little bit. You can definitely see that the Ferrari has a big speed advantage on these medium tires. So are we gonna see anyone from the leading group? Apple Juice, LDM, and Knox all pitting. I don't think either of them has taken a penalty. No, they have not, in fact. So they're calling the undercut on Edwards. And Fresh Beaker, who's now over 1 second out of the DRS window. I think he just has gotten it. Because those two are fighting really hard right now. And now Edward with a better exit there. Gets past Roy. Roy has the DRS though. And Beaker also has the DRS. A little bit of wheel bumping there, trying to claim space. Edward trying to go a long way. Roy gives him the room he needs. Edward now on the inside, but Roy's might win that traction game. They're still side by side. And Roy has to settle down to Edward. That allowed Fresh Beaker to stay within that 1 second window. Pro Ultra is kind of struggling to stay within that 1 second window of dropbacks right now. So we have some clean air there. Roy now is going to send it on the inside there. I don't think Edward thinks about defending too hard because he's now going to come to the pit lane. Same goes for Fresh Beaker. Don't get a 10 sec now. That could end someone's race really. Neither of them are going to get one. So that leaves Roy alone at the front right now. Varun is obviously going through as well. So the two medium runners of Dropbacks and Pro Ultra. Right now, Apple Juice and LDM have gotten rid of Nox and Ollie. They're catching them definitely. Edward has come up behind the leading pair, the provisional leaders right now, and in the train, and he has re-established that train. Not completely because he's out of DRS, but I'm sure they will catch the leaders pretty quickly. Yeah, Edward is already working on shrinking that gap as quick as possible. So we now have gone halfway through this race. We'll expect the medium runners to come into the pits within the next couple of laps. And I think Nox has dropped out of the DRS window. He's gonna have to fight against Ollie now. As Dropax is quitting already. That's pretty early. So he's gonna have to go a long way on these soft tires. Felix down the inside of Magnus. Into the last corner. Magnus goes around the outside and Magnus stays out. Dropback's obviously going to come out at the back of the grid. He's going to have a long way ahead to try and get back into this race. Now Felix and Magnus still fighting each other. 5 seconds off the lead. They need to get ahead of Varun. Roy's gone one more lap. That is a smart choice. Varun's also gone one more lap. That is also a smart choice. And oh, Pro Ultra finds himself off taking out one of the sponsor boards. Is there some front wing damage he's got there? No, he isn't. I'm just blind. He's being caught by the provisional leaders at an alarming pace right now. And Edward has overtaken Apple Juice, in fact. And this just set the fastest lap. Nox has gone even quicker. Re-establishing that DRS train. Now, as Drop X overtakes Ridley into the barrier. There is damage to that Williams car. Are we seeing a retirement? Yeah, we are sadly seeing a retirement on lap 15. 9 more laps to go. I had kind of hopes that we are not going to see any retirement. I think that was just a driver error he did there. What is... That is interesting. Pro Ultra. Getting the blue flags. Getting out of the way. Oh, and Roy picks up a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Oh no. That has cost him a lot. Pro Ultra now at the back of the train. It's one stop down. He's still sticking with the train. Trying to keep that DRS. In hopes of going long. In hopes of a safety car. As Baron now into the pit lane as well. And that's Roy going to come out. Out of the DRS window. Baron's now being passed. The two he fought with. In fact, he's closer to Thompson than he is to Magnus. Couple laps in this Grand Prix remaining. Now Felix against Magnus. Pro Ultra to the pit lane. There's just sets of softs waiting for that Alpine. It's gonna be a long way back though. Now, Dropx has passed Thompson. Pro Ultra has lost over 10 seconds. Roy picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limit invalidation. Now they're really fighting at the back. Ollie having to defend off Knox here. He's on the oldest set of medium tires. And now Applejuice and LDM have to try to stay within that 1-second window of Edward. Thompson with a 3-second time penalty at the back of the grid right now. Dropped out of Dropx DRS window. He's on the softs now, so Dropx is naturally going to be miles quicker. And we have another yellow flag. Thompson really struggling for grip right now here. Also retires in the pit lane. That's his race over. Now Varun overtakes Felix. On the inside there, Sauber has caught up to those two in no time. Now Ollie's right behind these four. They're all within half a second of each other. LDM is gonna go by, and so is Apple Juice. I think Ollie is too far back to think about a move there, but Nox thinks about a move on Ollie on his own, but he can't quite commit to it fully. So Edward now finds himself down in P3. Nox on the inside there. Roy now gonna try to go the long way around on Freshbeaker. Freshbeaker sends him wide. On the outside, now of Club. And Roy gets out down the Hamilton straight. This fight for the win is not over yet. Right down the inside on Nox. Sends him off wide there. Thompson spins off into the gravel trap, and I think that's his race over and done. Yep, that leaves us with 3 cars. How has he not gotten a 10 sec there? New exploit. Now LDM trying to go for it. 2 maggots and backcuts. Top 2 really flying right now, trying to get away from Edward because they know he's the biggest danger right now. The LDM is also going to think about the drivers and trying to take as many points from Edward as he can. And oh, Edward runs into the back of Apple Juice there, sending him a little bit wide. Now Edward on the inside into the chicane on Apple Juice. Apple Juice gives him the room he needs. Edward is going to go the long way around, and Edward moves up into 2nd place. That maneuver has cost him a lot of time to LDM now. He's flying 7/10 out in front right now. Around the inside there. Makes use of all the grip he has, and that is definitely a push-off. This could have some consequences for the Ferrari man. Have to see his POV of that. Beacon now really pushing Nox off. He's gone deep in the process. Could also be something. I don't think it will be too much. Stropic's now at the back of the pack, completely alone. But Edward all over the back of LDM right now. The LDM is definitely going to feel the pressure from the Williams driver. Forces him all the way. Edward almost has to go onto the gravel there. On the grass on this occasion. So your top 3 remain unchanged for now. We've got 5 more laps remaining in this British Grand Prix. Now Edward on the inside there, LDM forces him wide. It's up that the Ferraris won't make contact. Just relieving the session, and LDM now ahead. Both Ferraris ahead. Ferrari 1-2 here, provisionally. Fresh Peak has dropped out of the 1 second window. Ollie has caught up to Apple Juice. Roy's really holding them off right now, trying to give LDM some breathing room. And some brave late braking there, but I think he's gone a little bit too deep, and Roy trying to go for the switchback. Roy gonna go a long way around, but I think Edward has managed to stay ahead. Roy is burning everything, trying to get alongside. He's gonna try to go a long way around Corpse. That cannot go well. Roy runs off right there, and that allows Apple Juice to go through. If Roy keeps that position, he's definitely gonna get a penalty there, and I think he's gonna get a penalty either way there. So now Apple Juice is ahead, but he's at the mercy of the cars behind because he's not gonna have the DRS. He's gonna try to go a long way around on these soft compound tires. Apple Juice gives him the space he needs for that. And Roy now trying to go the long way around on Apple Juice. Apple Juice on the inside there into Club, onto the Hamilton straight they go. Just wait until the DRS straight comes. Just wait until the DRS straight comes, guys. Oh, and I was thinking about there wasn't something there, but there just wasn't. And Varun is now almost ahead of Roy as well. It's now Ollie on the inside there. And what an Apple Juice still fighting for it. Now Ollie has had a much better exit. Now Ollie is gonna... Oh, there was a track limit warning, I'm pretty sure. I think Roy's softs might be at the verge of dying already. Apple Juice gets by, as well as Roy. So they fight for second place. It's still on. Currently it's Apple Juice who holds that advantage. I brought on the inside of Ollie there. Ollie not even fighting that. Now Beaker and Knox are going side by side into the final turn onto the Hamilton straight. Knox around the outside there of Beaker, and Beaker stays right behind. Roy's now going to try to set up the switchback for Apple Juice. He's going to have to worry about the car from behind. Apple Juice trying to break the toe, claiming the inside, defending the inside, but Roy's ahead before they even get to the turn. Yeah. And since LDM is off into the distance once again, I think what Apple Juice needs to do right now here is just stick behind the Ferrari. Just try everything to keep himself safe from the Williams, because Roy is definitely not, these 13 seconds Roy has got here are definitely not everything he's gonna get. Just gonna try to go a long way around into the stove corner, and he has actually made that pass. Beautiful move there from Apple Juice. He's now got a car between himself and the closest man who could take this podium from him. It's P2 in fact. Roy's gonna overtake no matter, because he's lost that podium either way, as Fresh Beaker and Nox are still going side by side. Fresh Beaker now with the switchback down the inside. Fresh Beaker or Nox, they give each other enough room. Fresh Beaker trying to get back within the toe. Roy going back ahead of Apple Juice. Nox and Fresh Beaker are still fighting. Felix and that is Magnus are being caught by DropX. Both McLaren's got a penalty, so Felix probably gonna be the guy who's coming out ahead of that fight. So just focus at the front right now, because the fight for P2 is still on the line. Juice now stays behind. Roy running really deep there. And Apple Juice, all he needs to do now is try to keep Edward behind. He's got more battery. Edward is on a full battery. Apple Juice is on half a battery. Edward is definitely the better position here. But suddenly there's a Red Bull. All of a sudden. And Edward is being passed down the aisle, and that is some collisions there in the back. What has happened on this last lap? Edward finds himself now down in P7. What is happening to a championship leader right now? Which has gotten back ahead of Ollie. They all got an equal amount of battery right now, and Edward had to burn a lot to try and stay within the DRS. He's not going to get the DRS though. And Roy's running pretty low on fuel. All of them are running pretty low on fuel, other than Fresh Beaker. Let's hope they make it to the line in time. They are all out of battery now, completely out of battery, all of them. So let's look at the guy at the front. LDM is going back to back. He won with Mercedes. He wins with Ferrari. LDM, and no one is taking that win from him. Roy finishes second on track. He's gonna be passed down the order. And Apple Juice in P2. Best finish of the season thus far for the Mercedes driver. Ollie in P3 on his debut. Fresh Beaker finishing P4. Is that a retirement on track for DropX? He's definitely gonna get that last position, but I think was sitting P11. So for that matter, I'll have to go. I'm not going to be accompanying you guys for the Tier 2 race. That is going to be Jape. It's going to happen on the same channel in a couple of minutes. So be right back with Jape is going to host you, and I'm going to see you next week. I'll go back to studying.